Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex from Alex's Innovations. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make this really cute chevron keychain. It doesn't take as long as the normal bracelets that I make because, as you can see, it's much shorter. Plus it has these cute little tassels at the end, and it's on this jump ring, and so it just looks really cute. And it's kind of quick to make, it's not that bad. So I'll show you how to do it. So first, you need a jump ring. Mine is about 1¼ inches across in diameter, and then you need 6 colors. And I've chosen these 6 colors. I'm doing a pink to blue gradient with a white in the middle. So first you're going to measure your strings. You want each color to be cut to about 2 meters long, and then you're going to fold that in half, and then at the loop at the top you're going to cut this loop. So now you have 2 of each color, each one is 1 meter long approximately, and then you fold those together at the end, and so you have this loop at the top. So now you're going to grab your jump ring, and you're going to select the first of your color. So the first of mine is the dark blue color. So I'm going to take out both strings with the dark blue, and I'm going to keep them so that they're still folded in half. This will make the knotting easier, so I don't have to keep refolding them in half each time. So now I'm going to separate these two. I'm going to put the first loop behind my jump ring. I'm going to bring this loop downward, and then I'm going to bring the 2 behind strings through that loop. Like this. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other string of the same color. Going to bring the loop behind the jump ring, then bring the loop in front, pull the strings through, and tighten. And so now we're going to grab the next color in our sequence. For me it's a light blue, and we're going to do the same thing. So with our light blue now, let's bring this loop behind the jump ring. Let's fold this loop over the jump ring and bring the 2 strings through. And then on the other side of the dark blue, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to put the loop behind the keyring, then bring it in front, and then bring the strings through. And there you go, that's your second set of colors looped on. Grab the third color, mine is white, and then put the loop behind the keyring, loop it in front of the keyring, and then pull the strings through. Then on the other side, bring the loop behind the keyring, bring the loop in front, and pull the strings through. There we go. Now I'm going to grab the next color for me, which is light pink, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to bring this loop behind the keyring, loop it in front, and then bring the strings from the back through to the front. Then take the other string of that color and do the same thing. Bring the loop behind the keyring, fold it over, and pull the strings through. Then grab your next color. I have a darker pink over here. And do the same thing. And then take your last color and just do the same thing as you've been doing previously. So just to recap, in total you should have 6 colors, and you should have 12 knots in total here, so that means there are 24 strings hanging off here in total. So now grab your clipboard, and attach this to your clipboard. And flip this around so you can sort of see the knots here. Like here, you can't really see the knots. Here you can. It really is a matter of preference, but I just like it when it's more this way. But really you can do however you want. Alright, so now take the two very center strings. Make sure you don't grab the double of the strings because they are sort of together, so it can be easy to bring those two strings together, but it's not. Just take the first two strings, and with the left over the right, do a double forward knot. Then, take the same dark blue string on the left, and over the left string you just knotted over, do a double forward knot. And then with the dark blue string on the right, the only one that you haven't knotted yet, that's dark blue, with the string you knotted previously on the right, you're going to do a double backward knot. And then with that same thread you just worked with, do a double backward knot over the middle string. So now that you've knotted all four of the dark blue strings, you can start with the light blue. So grab the light blue that's to the right, and then you're going to grab the leftmost dark blue, and you're going to do two double forward knots. And then you're going to grab the leftmost light blue on the right side, and you're going to do three double backward knots. You're going to do two over the dark blue, and then one in the center for the light blue. Now on the left again, take the other light blue, and you're going to do three double forward knots. And then finally with the last unknotted light blue thread, you're going to do four double backward knots. Alright, now on the left, with the right white thread, you're going to do four double forward knots. And then on the right side, with the left white thread, you're going to do five double backward knots. Now on the left, with the other white thread, you're going to do five double forward knots. And then on the right side, you're going to do six double backward knots. And you'll start to see that a pattern is sort of emerging. You'll see that the actual pattern of knotting actually forms like a little diamond here, because on the corners here you aren't knotting, so the strings are sort of loose. And you can see this much more clearly on the other side if you look, because you can clearly see the pattern of knotting here, and then it's clear here. And you can also see this in greater detail on this one, because you can see as you've gone all the way out, the strings get longer and longer, but they are tight, and it looks very nice. They're pretty tight. And then you can clearly see the triangle of knots starting here. So let's continue with our keychain. On the left side, take the pink thread and do six double forward knots. And then on the right side, take one of the pink threads and do seven double backward knots. Alright, and now take the last light pink thread and do 7 double forward knots. And then with the light pink on the right side, do 8 double backward knots. Then on the left side, with the darker pink thread, you're going to do 8 double forward knots. Then on the right side, take the darker pink thread and do 9 double backward knots. Then on the left side, do 9 double forward knots with the pink thread. And then on the right side, do 10 double backward knots with the pink thread. Alright, we're almost done setting up our chevron. So now on the left side, take one of the darkest pink threads and do 10 double forward knots. And then on the right side, do 11 double backward knots with the pink thread. And then the last string, we're almost there guys, then do 11 double forward knots. Alright, and then on the right side, take your last thread and do 12 double backward knots. Alright, so now that we're done starting off our chevron, we've gotten it all set up, so now it's just like we're making a bracelet. So we're just going to be doing normal chevron, so I'll just walk you guys through that process briefly. So here, take the dark blue string all the way on the left, and you're going to do 11 double forward knots over each string. And then on the right side, do 12 double backward knots. Then on the left, take the next thread and do 11 double forward knots. And then on the right side, take the other dark blue thread and do 12 double backward knots. Then on the left, take one of your light blue threads and do 11 double forward knots. Then on the right side, take the light blue thread and do 12 double backward knots. Then on the left side, take the light blue thread and do 11 double forward knots. And then on the right side, with the light blue thread, do 12 double forward knots. And as you can see, the process is pretty much the same. On the left side, do 11 double forward knots, and then here on the right side, do 12 double backward knots. And so you just keep going back and forth until you make it as long as you want. So I'm going to wait until I have done up to the dark pink, which is this color right here, and then I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so now I'm done with the knotting portion of this keychain. So now I'm going to cut each of these so they're approximately the same size, and then I'm going to create a tassel from these by separating the fibers of each thread. So first I'm going to do my best. I'm going to attach this to my clipboard at an angle, and then I'm going to pull these right here, and then I'm going to cut in as straight of a line as possible. I'm going to cut just a little longer than I want because remember, these will be frayed and wavy. And so I'll cut these. And I'll make sure that they're about the same size, and then on the other side I will do the same thing, and I'll try and cut them as best as I can so they're about the same size. Alrighty, this one seemed a little bit shorter than this one, so I'll just cut this one a little bit to match. Cutting it the second time is much harder than cutting it the first time, so try and cut it the first time the right way if possible, but also you want to make sure they're as close together. So this looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to spread out each of these. So I'm going to just take these and fray them. Right now I'm just picking apart each of the 6 little strands that make up each big strand, so we can create more of a gradient look instead of there being such discrete strings. And so clearly you can see the difference between this side which is frayed and the side which is unfrayed. Even though they're all straight, it just gives more of like a fluid and more abstract version than it does with this, which are like they're almost too neat, too orderly. So now I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll separate all the strings. And now I'm just going to trim. There's a little piece of this blue that's sticking out, so I'm just going to trim that. And also this pink, it's sticking out just a little tiny bit, so I'm just going to trim that. And on this side too. And we're done! Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep the bracelets coming. In addition, please check out my website at alexinnovations.weebly.com and also follow me on Instagram at alexinnovations. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you next time!